You might have heard whispers, quiet talks in coin collecting circles or on social media about an old copper penny from 1953 that could be worth millions of dollars. Some say the 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat penny is hiding in plain sight, sitting in someone's drawer or jar, waiting to turn its owner into a millionaire overnight. But is there any truth behind this rumor? Is this humble brown coin from the past really that valuable? Stay with me till the end, because the truth behind this so-called million-dollar wheat penny might surprise you, and it's a story every coin lover should know. Before we reveal the truth, let's travel back in time to the early 1950s, an era when pennies still carried the beauty of American tradition, and the Lincoln Wheat design was nearing the end of its long and beloved run. Let's know the birth of the 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat penny. The year was 1953. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, television was becoming a household treasure, and in Denver, the United States Mint was striking millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies, each one made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The Denver Mint struck over 700 million pennies that year, 700,515,000 to be exact, a huge number even by mid-century standards. At first glance, the 1953 D. Wheat penny looked just like every other penny that had been made for decades. But to collectors, the details mean everything. The front, obverse, of the coin carries one of the most iconic designs in U.S. history, the image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This portrait was created by Victor David Brenner, a sculptor whose work honored Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth in 1909. Above Lincoln's head, the timeless motto "In God We Trust" stands proud, while the word "Liberty" sits to the left, and the date 1953 to the right. Just below the date rests the small but important D mint mark, showing it was struck in Denver, Colorado. Turn it over, and the reverse reveals the simple yet elegant wheat ears design, two curved stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top, the phrase E pluribus unum reminds us that out of many, one nation was formed. This design ran from 1909 until 1958, and for many Americans, it symbolizes both history and humility, a coin that circulated through world wars, the Great Depression, and post-war prosperity. The question is why it's called the wheat penny. The wheat penny nickname comes from those beautiful sheaves of wheat on the reverse, a tribute to America's agricultural roots and a subtle nod to Lincoln's own humble beginnings. Every detail of the coin carries meaning, from Lincoln's thoughtful profile to the wheat that symbolizes growth, hard work, and resilience. For decades, this penny jingled in pockets, passed hands in small shops, and carried stories of a nation rebuilding itself. Yet, in 1953, no one thought this everyday coin would one day become a mystery worth investigating. Let's talk about the rumor of the million-dollar 1953 D penny. Fast forward to today, and the rumor mill is buzzing. Videos, blogs, and social media posts claim that some 1953 D Lincoln Wheat pennies are worth over $1 million, a claim that instantly grabs attention. But where did this rumor start? It likely began because of genuine stories about rare wheat pennies that actually are worth a fortune, coins like the 1943 bronze cent or the 1944 steel cent, which were struck in error during World War II. Those mistakes made them extremely rare, fetching prices well into the hundreds of thousands. So when people hear about a rare penny from the 1950s, they assume it might be another hidden treasure. But is that true for the 1953 D? Let's find out. Let's know minting, quality, and varieties. The 1953 D Lincoln Wheat cent was mass-produced, but not all were created equal. Some coins came out of the Denver Mint with sharp, crisp strikes, while others were weakly struck, missing fine details in Lincoln's hair or the wheat stalks. Collectors classify coins by their grade, which determines value. Poor, P1, to good, G4, well-worn, flat, barely readable details, worth about 2 to 5 cents. Fine, F12 to VF, 30 some features visible but still worn, worth 10 to 25 cents. Extremely fine, XF, 40 to XF, 45 light wear, most details sharp, worth 30 to 75 cents. About uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars to -58 Australian dollars, nearly perfect with light handling marks, worth $1 to $2. Uncirculated or mint state, MS 60 to MS 70 sharp luster, no wear, pristine condition, worth $3 to $50 plus, depending on color and strike. But here's where it gets interesting. not all 1953D pennies are plain copper. Let's talk about special errors and varieties. Some rare 1953D wheat pennies have minting errors, and these are the real gems that can raise their value dramatically. Let's look at the key ones. 1. Repunched mint mark, RPM. In 1953, mint marks were hand-punched into dies. Sometimes, the D was stamped twice or misaligned, creating a repunched mint mark. Depending on visibility, these can sell for $10 to $100 plus. 2. Doubled die errors. Rare but exciting, doubling on the date, letters, or Lincoln's features can make collectors' hearts race. Some doubled dies have fetched $150 to $500, depending on strength and visibility. 3. Off-center strikes. If the planchet wasn't aligned properly, part of the design may be missing. These errors are worth anywhere from $20 to $200, based on how dramatic the off-center strike is. 4. BIE die break error. A small die crack between the B and E of Liberty that looks like an I. These quirky coins are fun to collect and can bring $10 to $50. So yes, some 1953D wheat pennies can be worth a decent amount. Not millions, but enough to make finding one exciting. Let's know color and luster, the secret to higher value. Copper coins like the wheat penny come in 3 main color designations. BN, brown most common, darkened by oxidation, lower value. RB, red-brown, a mix of original shine and brown toning, mid-range value. RD, red, the most desirable, full original luster, highest value. A 1953D penny graded MS67RD, mint state 67, red, is extremely rare and can fetch up to $2,000 to $3,000, sometimes even more at auction depending on demand. In fact, a few exceptional examples have sold for over $5,000 in pristine, gem-red condition, but we're still nowhere near that $1 million mark. Let's know actual market prices. Let's take a look at realistic market data. Average circulated coin, 2 to 10 cents. Uncirculated, MS60, MS63 $1 to $10. Brilliant gem, MS65, MS66 $50 to $250. Superb gem, MS67RD $1,500 to $3,500. Rare error examples, RPM, double die, off-center $50 to $1,000 plus depending on severity. So while the $1 million rumor makes for great headlines, the truth is the 1953D Lincoln wheat penny is valuable to collectors, just not millionaire making. Let's know why the $1 million rumor exists. Part of the confusion comes from misinformation online, where photos of random wheat pennies are posted with exaggerated captions like, "This penny sold for $1.7 million." In reality, those news stories often refer to other rare years, such as the 1943 bronze cent, sold for $1.7 million. The 1944 steel cent, sold for $375,000 plus. People see a copper penny from the 1940s or 1950s, assume it's the same type, and spread the rumor further. So here's the truth. The 1953D Lincoln wheat penny is not a $1 million coin. It's a beautiful piece of mid-century American history, and in pristine condition, it can be worth hundreds or a few $1,000s to the right buyer, but it won't make you a millionaire. Still, that doesn't make it any less special. Each 1953D penny is over 70 years old, struck during a time when every cent mattered and coins were made from real copper, not zinc-coated steel like today. Holding one connects you to the everyday lives of people who used it. Families in the 1950s paying for groceries, kids buying candy, and workers saving their hard-earned wages. It's a piece of living history. If you ever find a 1953D Lincoln wheat penny in your collection, don't ignore it. Check for brilliant red luster, RD. Sharp details on Lincoln's hair and coat. Possible mint errors, RPM, double die, off-center, or BIE crack. And if you think you have an exceptional example, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC, a small investment that could reveal a surprisingly valuable treasure. But remember, the real value of coins like this isn't just in dollars. It's in the story they tell, of history, craftsmanship, and the generations who passed them along. So, while the 1953D wheat penny may not make you a millionaire, it's still a gem of the American past, a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest stories. So next time you find an old penny from the 1950s, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Who knows, you might be holding a small piece of forgotten history. If you enjoyed uncovering the truth behind the 1953 D-Wheat penny, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating coin stories. Because sometimes, the tiniest treasures have the greatest tales to tell.